I'm about to get sent to jail and be chased by the booty warrior if I get caught. And one thing about me, I'm light-skinned and I'm kind of pretty in the face. I'm not trying to get my pussy flayed. Stealing is bad. Matter of fact, stealing has gotta be in the top 3 worst things you could possibly do in the world. Right up there with cheating and leaving a crust on your PB&J sandwiches. Which is absolutely criminal. Like, honestly, if you eat PB&J sandwiches with the crust on it, it's just something about you that we don't know about. And you're probably Hitler reincarnated. Now that you know how strongly I feel about stealing just not being okay, let me tell you how I became a world-renowned criminal. Cat, alright, fine. The time that I accidentally shoplifted. Voexi, how do you accidentally shoplift? Great question. I've always been a forgetful person, especially as a kid. I can't remember how old I was, but I do remember being in elementary school at the time of this story, because at the time, computer games were really popping. One in particular called Club Penguin. I'm sure you all know what it is. If not, you're just too young. You know what I mean? But that's okay. It's never too late to learn. Club Penguin was an online MMO where essentially it was a club full of penguins. Wow, I'm not sure how we ever could have possibly guessed that one. Anything else you might want to add? Nah, I'm good. I didn't think so. So anyways, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, you got to customize your penguin. You could be like a superhero, a secret agent, a spy. But isn't that the same thing? Okay. Wait, hold on now, brother. Wait, not chill. We can talk about this. Ain't no way out of this. I'm on BT. See, where they had me sold was you could have pets. See, now as a kid, I never got to have no kind of pets. I always wanted a husky, couldn't have one. My sister asked for a dog one time on Christmas, and she got it, and he's been living with us, eating all my food ever since. So let me paint this picture for you. It was a Friday, and throughout the whole day, all my classmates were talking about was all the stuff that you could possibly do in Club Penguin, from penguin sledding to secret missions. And now, I don't know about you, but the idea of living out a James Bond movie as a penguin just completely baffled me, and I had to get my hands on this game. School lets out and my mom picks me up, but before we go home we had to go to the supermarket. She's asking me about how my day was and all that, as if anything interesting actually happens in school, or at least that I can tell her about.
What do you mean by that?
But I started talking to her about this one game that the whole school had been raging about, and she was doing what parents normally do when they pretend to be interested, but they know full well they don't have the slightest clue to what it is that you're rambling about. And so we finally arrive at the supermarket, and I shit you not, upon stepping foot in that store, the very first thing I'm greeted by is an entire rack of Club Penguin membership cards. It's like God himself was throwing me the world's perfect alley-oop. But my mom is a pure lockdown with rim protector on Hall of Fame and takeover activated, who just punches it out the air. You see, because at the time, to unlock most of the cool extra features, you had to have one of those membership cards. This was no problem finding because they used to sell them everywhere. The hard part was actually getting my mom to buy it for me. See, this required a certain level of finesse that baby Voexi had just not yet acquired. So after picking one up and making my way to my mom, who is somehow already in the back of the supermarket, which is huge, I finally caught up to her and I showed her what it was, explained what it did and why I needed it. I asked her for one, and of course, like any normal loving parent would, she said no. To which I followed up with a please and trying to sell my soul away by offering to do dishes for a week, which sounded like a fair trade to little me, but this woman would not budge. So after a few minutes I gave up and I said, alright, I was just gonna put it back when we got to the front of the store, so I just stored it in my coat pocket in the meantime. About 20 minutes or so go by and we finished up shopping for everything we needed, and we started heading back to the house, which was only about a 5-minute walk, but it was kind of cold out, so I put my hands in my pocket and then I feel something strange. And you see, at first I thought nothing of it because I had a terrible habit growing up of just stuffing things in my pocket and then not finding them until days later, which I really don't know why I did that. It was kind of like a treasure hunt for me. So I pull it out about half an inch to see what it was, and when I tell you, my heart sunk straight to my buns. You see, it was a Club Penguin card from before. I had forgot to put it back. The sheer look of terror and despair in my face alone to any random person walking by would have immediately been a reason to call 911. Like, just imagine that camera angle when an anime character is about to go insane, because I had never done something like this before, and regardless if it was an accident, I'm sure nobody was trying to hear it. I'm over here panicking panicking like it's over, like I'm about to get sent to jail and be chased by the booty warrior if I get caught. And one thing about me, I'm light-skinned and I'm kind of pretty in the face.
Okay, we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours. What you want? What's it gonna be?
I'm not trying to get my bussy flayed. So you know what? I'm like, I had to woosah and relax, because if watching 007 taught me anything, it's that you can get away with just about anything so long as you keep your composure. Now that 5-minute walk that I just described to you earlier felt like a 30-year journey to space on the inside. Meanwhile, on the outside, I'm trying to keep my cool. We finally get in the house. And remember what I said about keeping my composure? I threw it all out the window, because I beeline straight to the computer, fully clothed. Nothing weird about that at all. Whip out the code and try and type it into clubpenguin.com immediately. And so naturally that prompted my mom to come up to me from out of the kitchen when she was about to start cooking and ask me what's going on and is everything okay. So in my mind, I'm like, dang, come up with something fast, come up with something fast. Boom, got it. It's the weekend, ma. You know, I don't get to play the game on the weekdays. I've been waiting all week to play the game. I want to play some Club Penguin. I'm hyped, which was completely the truth. Now, upon me saying that, my mom looks down and she sees the card that I was typing in on the desk. And she asks me, did you steal this from the store? Now, my mom definitely didn't raise me to be no thief, but if it's one thing that she hates above anything, it's people lying straight to her face. So now I start sweating bullets trying to think about what I'm gonna possibly say, because the way that I see it, I have two options all with the same outcome. Plan A, I tell her that I accidentally took it out the store, forgetting it was in my pocket, and get my ass beat. Or plan B, I lie to her and she finds out and I get my ass beat. Either way, it's a lose-lose situation. So I tell her, nah, ma, one of my friends just gave it to me when I was at school because I told them I was interested. They had extra, but I asked you for one from the store because this one only works for like a day. And she goes and stares me into the windows of my soul. Okay, and walks away. Now in my head, I'm like, ain't no way this was just that easy. I really just got away with this.
Oh, say less.
And I continue typing in the code. I'm mad hype, right? Little did I know the code had to be activated at the register and it didn't even work.
Man, you stupid bitch.
That means I just pulled off the heist of the century with high risk and no reward. Moral of the story, if you're going to accidentally shoplift, make sure you can actually use the thing that you're stealing. Oi! Hey man, what's good y'all? It's Voexi and I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know it's something different than y'all usually see. I've always been wanting to try something of the sort on the channel. Unfortunately, I don't have a drawing tablet, so I can't really animate my story times. I tried joining it on a computer. It just didn't work out for me, you know what I'm saying? It was mad hard for no reason, and it wasn't accurate. So I'm thinking, next best thing, vrchat. So if you like this and you want to see more, hit that thumbs up, share it around, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Oi! Hey man.